Hello again.
Hey,
Hey everyone.
good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you for joining me today as you have your trainings. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it. I can keep the flow going. And I can show up for myself if I have accountability as
I love
well.
it.
Okay, and well, this is, I think, the topic I chose for today is quite synchronized that this business allows us a great degree of flexibility and freedom around the time that we want to work, around the way that we want to build it, and it's basically anytime, anywhere, anyhow, right? And it doesn't matter that you're in the US, I'm here in Spain, that you can be in Australia and I can be over back way home in Romania. And I wanted to for us to tell a bit like the logistics of this. Why is it possible in such a way? And maybe for someone that is not accustomed to network marketing, like why a job, a job allows you to do so much stuff and so flexible. I that was my idea to bring into life today a bit.
Yeah, it's a good conversation to have. I don't think enough people have it. I think there's lots of misunderstandings too. I certainly didn't understand, the world of network marketing and how it works and how people can do it. And to just kind of, lay it out there. If someone is telling you that if you join this company, you're going to make a ton of money overnight, I would be skeptical. This business model is not set up that you're going to skyrocket overnight into some like, oh, I'm making my annual salary in a month. Like it's not built like that.
Yeah.
Um, there's a really good book. A friend of mine, Christina Williams, wrote it, and it's like it's in the other room. I can maybe run and grab it in a bit, but it's like the top 10 things I wish I had known before I started network marketing from a person who made it. And
Yeah.
it's like really lays out beautifully like the things you need to know about a business like this. And the first thing to realize is that it can fit around your schedule. So the nice thing is that, you don't have a boss in this. You're not being asked to show up for X amount of hours. You're not being asked to
Yeah.
do any sort of, I mean, think about like if you drive Uber, right? Uber doesn't expect you to be out there and they're not calling you like, why didn't you show up at, 9 p.m. when we had an influx of people or whatever. It's really like the door's there. When you want to walk through it, you can. And if you walk through it often, you'll get paid good money. If you don't walk through it very often, you're not going to. And the door really is to share, in our case with Asea, is to share the incredible technology with people. So you can do that at your kid's soccer game. You can do that with current colleagues. You can do that, by gathering people at your home and having like a nice brunch celebration and just having people over. And as part of that, sharing the ASEA, you can do that on your social media. There's so many different ways to share. You can go out into your community. You can join women's groups. You can join networking groups. Like there's so many different ways that you can bring this to people because the system's simple, like we've been saying. Like all you do is you connect with people, ask if they're interested in learning about something like this, and then you have them watch a video. Like you're not becoming some expert. You're literally just you, and then you just add in sharing. And it's a natural extension for so many people. So that's kind of what you're doing. And, as like if you were to join our team, Lavinia, myself, we're here to support. So we're not calling you saying, what did you do today and how many people are you talking to? Right? It's not like that. But we are there if you're like, well, I don't know what to say, or what resources do I use, or hey, I tried to talk to somebody and they like totally shut me down. What can I do next time to like avoid that? We're here to coach and mentor and show you how to walk the path. And,
Yeah.
we can't make you walk it though. But if you want to run, we will run with you. I have people that are like, I want to make 6 figures this year. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So we're just going to have to talk to more people, right? We're going to get in front of more people. And then I have other people that are like, oh, I'm just, as it comes up, I'll share it. And people like
Yeah.
that, it's more so a hobby, and
Yeah.
hobbies don't pay you. They cost you money, you know? So I think there's, you have to be real with yourself. A lot of people, oh, network marketing doesn't work. And I think the honest reality is that most people don't work it. Like it works. There's, I mean, there's nothing but proof all around us that it works. But some people don't know how to show up and, manage their own time or show up for themselves, or, they're tired after work and they don't have the energy to then go out and do more. Like if you have a vision though of what you want to create for your life, and I think this is where everyone should just start, like where you are today, are you happy? Like is your
Mm-hmm.
soul feeling satisfied? Are you feeling fulfilled? Is this like lighting you up however you're spending your days? If your answer is yes, then maybe network marketing is not for you, right? If you're fine and you're doing what you're doing and you're loving what you're doing and you're making an income, so you have a little bit above what your own means are or beyond it, like you're probably fine. But I would say the vast majority of people, and Lavinia, I don't know the percentage, we could guess at it, but I'm going to say it's probably a large percentage of people are not happy with their work, but feel like locked into it. Well, I've got the
Yeah.
mortgage, I got this, I got that, but like I'm not fulfilled, and you're doing things outside of work to get fulfilled. And what I would say is if that's you, you should look at network marketing to create the path so that eventually you can start earning money through sharing and creating an income that can replace your current job and then allow you to walk away from that. So you can, like, network marketing is work. Like we are talking to people, we are connecting, we are doing things, but it's flexible. Like I was able to go be with my family for 2 weeks in Colorado, and now I'm assisting with a program, and I'm just weaving my Asea business around my life rather than my life having to be weaved around like a work schedule. I do it the other way. Like, here's how I want to live. Okay. And how will I fit work around that? you know, it's, it's different. It's different than what we've been taught. I think since, I mean, I don't know how it is in Europe, Lavinia, but I'd be curious to know, like our school system here in the US is very much like we're taught from when we're young. You show up to school at
Yeah.
this time, you're here for
Oh,
this
pretty much.
long, structured, like there's expectations of you, there's checking in on you. And like, yeah, there's a place for that. But I think it really kind of just brainwashes you that, okay, and then it's okay for an employer to treat you that way. And that's just how it's supposed to be, that your time is somebody else's. And
Yeah,
I just don't
well,
think
me
so.
neither. You're saying it very well, because the structure, we actually need it. Even building this business, we need that structure, but not something that someone from the outside comes and tells you the specifics of 9 to 5, of monthly reports or anything. It's just like you need to find your own structure, and you do need a structure. In the end, it's just like you said it very well. You weave in the business into how you want your life to be. And well, it might seem a bit, how do I do that? And how, because we've been so conditioned to follow a pattern, going to school, coming back from school, doing the homework, doing the reports, taking the exams, having the summer breaks, and wash and repeat, year after year after year. And this is a place that it just sets you free and say, well, you go. Now is your rhythm, is your time, is your vision, and these are all the tools. You get trained in them and you go. So yeah, you might feel a bit lost, but that's why we have this amazing support behind us, the amazing team, and all of the tools that are in place. And I don't know, for someone who's not accustomed to it, it can be really mind-boggling, because it was for me. When I started to really get into it more and more, and understand that it is possible to not be at a certain place at a fixed time, day after day after day, and work for something that you believe in, because in the end we are the ambassadors, right, so to speak. We're not making the product by ourselves. We're just helping the amazing people that do it to share it with the world so that people can benefit from it. And if you come to think about it, we actually do this in our day-to-day life. If someone asks you, well, you got your nails done, where did you go? Or you got that I don't know, that loaf of bread that's really good, or I don't know, that brand of wine or whiskey, where did you get it? Our life is built on networking and sharing stuff that is good for us. So why
Mhm.
not get paid for it and do it in a strategic way? And it's another amazing thing about this is that you connect with people that you might not even met in other
Sure.
contexts. You find out
Yeah.
that they're really amazing and they add to
Mhm.
your life. And
Yeah.
it's a great insight to have and to acknowledge that this brings so much more than just, I don't know, a work colleague or a work buddy, and you just sit all day and, I don't know, uh, be upset about the workload or the boss. And this is another environment completely.
It totally is. I think one of the things that's nice is like I think a lot of us like can enjoy work because we like our colleagues, we like there are definitely pluses to, well, it gets me out of the house. I feel like productive. I'm around people. And what I'll say is like network marketing uh is a community of people that like genuinely enjoy one another.
Mhm.
The connection is, I mean, they're like the deepest. I call my Asea family like their family, it's like deep connections that you get with people. And it's an interesting space because you're going to fall down, you're going to fail, you're going to question yourself, you're gonna like think, well, I can't do it and it's not worth it. But you're are surrounded by people that like cheer you on. And it's just, if you've ever been in sports before and you like team sports, that's what it feels like to me, where it's like collectively as a team, we're supporting one another. And that dynamic is here. And I really believe as we sort of, I don't know, I feel like there's so much shifting on this planet right now, just
Yeah, it
with the
is.
way that economies are working and politics are happening and just people's awarenesses are shifting. I truly believe that the network marketing model is the future. It just makes sense, okay? Because it empowers the people. It
Yes.
empowers each person to step into their own like awareness, their own power in being able to create life by design. And you only get there through helping others. Like there's no downside. Like the company, Asea, who's making the product, like they're dead in the water if nobody's sharing. So they win when somebody decides to share because now their product's moving. Now, the person that shared is winning because they're getting paid for sharing, but also they're getting goosebumps back because they're watching amazing things happen for the person they shared with. Now, the person that purchased it is winning because their health is shifting, right?
Yeah.
And so this everybody in the whole chain wins. And so I really believe like that is the place that like we should be. Like humanity
Mhm.
should be moving into a space where we're doing business with one another, supporting one another, right? I would rather support you by purchasing something from you than purchasing something from Amazon, right? I mean, I adore Jeff Bezos for creating Amazon. Like it has been an amazing addition and it's like revolutionized a lot of ways that like customers interface with companies and shipping and all of the things, right? But at the end of the day, if I had a choice, I would rather support you. I'd rather support somebody in that way rather than like a big corporation. And that's what's available here. I think that people don't understand it. Like if their friend opens up a salon, sure, they go get their haircut there and they support in that
Or
way. And people understand, like when your friend starts a network marketing business, you're supporting their dream, you're supporting them. Now, if they're selling a product you don't want, fine, but you might know somebody that wants it, and you can refer, just like, oh, I got this loaf of bread here. Oh, my friend has the best gel that's going to help your baby with diaper rash, and like it can't be allergic. Like you need to get that stuff. Or next baby shower. Oh, I'm going to get a tube of gel from Lavinia. It's like to give it at the baby shower, right? Like there's just ways that, we can support in that way. But I think that most people don't understand how network marketing works, because there is no brick and mortar. It looks a little bit different. There's been, as we've talked about, society has sort of like looked down on it. I think governments have tried to like regulate it and get it out of the way because it's empowering. Quite frankly, that's my belief. I think that's part of the reason it has been stepped on so much and vilified so much. Because when I look at it and I look at the people in it, there's no reason to vilify an industry like this. Everyone's winning. But it's empowering. And when you empower people, they don't accept as much control, as much governance, as much being told what to do, right? They want to be free. So that's the world I think we're moving into. There's been a lot of control put on us, and this is going to help you crack out of it, and be around people that also think that way. Like, you're not crazy, and you should, like, if you want to be home with your family or present with your kids when they're young or whatever, like, this is just such a beautiful model that will weave into your life, right? It's a beautiful thing.
Well, it's also a great way. We are hosting, for example, students for Spanish school, and they come in from all over the world, and that's a good way to see other cultures and to meet people that want to learn the language and all of that. And you actually can do it through the business because it's opened in so many countries, and you don't know who you might bump into that might be interested, and you form a connection. And I don't know if I've told this, but the website that I started for my own practice, uh, a connection I made sharing the SIA in Malaysia, Faiz was the one that helped me do it. So is so yeah, and he's over in Malaysia, and imagine I'm in Spain, you're in United States. Imagine how the horizon is expanding. If the company that you might work for right now doesn't send you, I don't know, overseas or on trainings to understand other cultures, you might not get in contact with this type of, of people, of new experiences, of other ways to see the world. And it's very nice because when you want to share it, you have an intention that will match the intention of the other person, that you connect with, even though if they're from another country. And it's quite amazing to experience that, because maybe in the university, when you go to classes, you might have like foreign students or something like that, but it's more like in a playful way, not a very, forming a partnership way. And this is also, it weaves in, as you just said, like life and business, and to work together beautifully and without country boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, a business like this is a good write-off tax wise. There's just like, there's so many little benefits to it. And the reality is, if you give it the time, like, it'll work. And if you're open to learning, 3 years in, you're going to be looking at life differently. You're going to be looking at yourself differently. You're going to be more confident. You're going to created a nice little side income, and you keep going. It's going to be big enough that you can step fully into it and just realize that, yeah, like, you can be the master of your own life. You can bring your dreams into reality. I don't see a way to do it. Just climbing the corporate ladder, like, as you go higher and higher on that, you have more and more expectations. There's more and more stress put upon you. Like, there's just there's a lot of competition. You can easily be laid off from things. Like, everyone thinks it's the sure bet, but I don't necessarily feel that way. I got thrown out of that world after I lost my health. I'm like, well, it's not a sure bet. Like, I couldn't physically work. I couldn't earn money. So, all right, what other avenues are there? And people dabble. I see people dabbling all the time now. Like, there's so many different ways to make a side income, but most of them do not come with community connection, support, a system, like guidance. And that's what I think makes network marketing so unique, is there is just this supportive atmosphere to help you along the way as you step into something new, as you step out there, as you start to create your dreams, as you allow yourself, the what if. Well, what if it could work, right? I'm all about the possibility, not the probability. Most people live in fear and they're not fulfilled and they're just scared. And I would tell you, fear is not real. It can feel real, but it's not. It's in your mind. And once you realize that you can overcome it, you're like Superwoman. Like you can just do whatever you want. You just realize it's within me and I have the capacity and like it'll come in time. So I don't know. Network marketing to me, it's just the best possible business because it develops you as a person. And I think that's why we're here as humans. I think that's what our soul's journey is all about, is development. And I truly believe that a business like this will help with that development as well. I mean, it just can't help but help you become the best version of you, help you deal with your blocks, your fears, your insecurities, your lack mentality, or whatever it is that's keeping you down. And I see it a lot actually in people that are in health. I don't know if you've seen this with healers, but there's a lot of people like I live right next to a yoga institute, and so I see a lot of people oscillate through here, that do different modalities, and it's so interesting because the vast majority of them do not have good income,
Mm-hmm.
and I think a lot of healers end up in this space of like, well, I'm just supposed to give, and there's
Yeah.
it's a interesting space where they're not receiving. And I want to crack that open where I'm like, no, you should be receiving fair income, first of all, for your own services, but also there's a lot of other ways for a healer to make money. Like many are just stuck because you only have so much time, you can only see so many clients, and that's it.
Or
So either you put your rates up or you just are accustomed to, okay, I'm a massage therapist, I can see 5 clients in a day, maybe that's even pushing me, I'm capped. Unless I hire other people or get, a physical location and blah, blah, blah. And then, that adds stress, that adds things you're probably not good at. But you add in something like network marketing, where now you can offer another level of service to that client and more income into your own world. And of course, all sorts of people come to, like, say, a massage therapist, right? You can get some
yes.
entrepreneurial people and you can start to bring the business up. So there's just, I don't know. There's so many avenues, and I like the world I want to live in, and I'm trying to create through example is one where people are self-empowered, that they understand. Look, you can design your life, you can decide how you live it, and the income will follow. That there are
Yeah,
different ways that perhaps you've just not been taught.
that's true. That's true because, well, for doctors, there's just only one way, supposedly,
Yeah.
to make income. It's not, but if you stop and think about it, even more so with what happened over the 4 years and with everything that went on in the health world, we are basically doctors. I mean, we are the lobbyists for chemicals and for pharmaceuticals. And maybe when you start out, you just don't even realize that you push product around because the protocols that are made, that you're being taught in the university, and after that in your residency, and it's all based around a product in itself. Because, well, general and conventional medicine, you don't heal with your hands or with energy and all of that. You basically, you are treating, because we're not healing either. You're treating with chemicals, and they don't come from us, we don't produce them. So it's a shift in the perspective that you look at. And you might be right, because it's been so vilified, this industry, because it empowers, you there's no one holding you accountable of how much you've worked, how much you've put in, as we previously said. And that might be, well, the results. It might be feel safer that you have at the end of the month the check coming in return of your present hours in a specific place in a job. So Wait, well, maybe that might work for some people if you're happy with it and if you're content and it brings you what you need. But I believe there are many of us that are not content and are not happy in that. And this is a great avenue to fulfill so much in ourselves, not only the income that needless to say it might come last, like after all the transformations have been made and all of the beautiful things that you've added to yourself, the income is just like the coronation of everything that you've become. And
Wow.
it's something beautiful, and I believe it takes courage and vision, and also um a little faith in the people that, like in me, in you, in the people that you join. And that's why we are showing up here to support that, to empower that,
Yeah.
to sustain this message that
Yeah.
we are a team and we do. um, we're not pushing product, we're just sharing. I believe it's health. Sincerely, we're just sharing health in a bottle and in a gel tube, and there's no other. I don't think there's more fulfilling like income, so to speak, than to watch the other person witness how much of a transformation they have in their life by
Mhm.
this technology, and you being the promoter of that. It reinforces the belief that you already put in it in the first place, and it's like a positive feedback loop
Mhm.
that you.
Mhm. It
So yeah,
certainly is.
it does give you goosebumps, and it's never stopping. Like with the same persons, they experience something else in their life, in their health, and this helps them in another way, and it just keeps on giving. And it will never stop amazing, like to amaze you in the ways that it can help. And I believe it's a fantastic way to work, actually, to get yourself to show up every day in order to share with the world and be compensated for that.
Yes, indeed. And, if you're listening to this, like, all I can say is you deserve more. Like, there is more for you in life. There's more inside of you that hasn't been tapped into yet. And there's more for you here in this world. Like, we live in a world of abundance. And if it's not flowing into your life, we can work on that. Like, that is what we're doing. Like, that is the path we're walking. And I just want everyone to have that. So I would love to work with, to support, to coach, to kind of guide anybody that's interested on creating the life of their dreams.
Me too. And we are here to support that. And if you feel the call to it, just reach out. You can write to me, you can comment in the video, and we'll get back to you. So just reach out. Nothing bad will happen just by having a conversation, and just have the faith that there's something better out there, and allow us to show you what we have.
Yes. Beautiful. Well, thanks, Lavinia, for having me on here again.
You for joining me, and well, see you next week with a
Sounds
with
good.
a new.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.